Okay.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back to XYZ and Tea. I'm Sherise.
And I'm Perris.
And we are so happy to have you guys back.
She's not ready.
I'm not. I really am not, because it's really been a long but quick month of December.
God. December went by really quick.
It went by like way too quick, honestly.
The fourth quarter of the year went by way too quick.
No, for real. After Halloween, it was like,
So, I mean, we've been gone for a cool minute, but it's because life was lifing. Like, can you really blame us? Like,
no, life was really lifing. Like,
first it started with us getting sick. Literally, she got sick. And I didn't even feel bad that day, but like later that day, I felt bad, and I was like, I'm sick too, and we were sick. We were off the grid for like that whole week or whatever.
Honestly.
And then I don't really know. Well, Sharice's schedule is a mess. Like,
it was. But your girl came up this month.
She's getting it balanced. She's getting it together.
Within actually, I would say even before 6 months, even before my 6 month with my job, I've gotten another promotion. Say, girl,
she's honestly in her promotion era. She keeps getting promotions at every job she's at. So that's just congratulations.
So your girl only has one job. We are not in the 1, 2, 3 phases no more. She only has one consistent,
solid income,
full-time benefits. The whole thing. I'm still not, like you said, I'm in my promotion era. Like, we not even done yet. Yeah. This is not my last stop of
this ain't the last stop on the train station, for real.
It's not, and I am thoroughly excited. So
that's good. And then for me, I had Creators Campus, and I've never talked about that on the podcast, but I'm like, basically, long story short, I'm like, there's a whole rundown. I'm like, I have a million bajillion businesses. I have a million bajillion pieces. But this last page is collaboration with Tiffany. This is my business partner. And we started a networking community called Creators Campus. And we hosted like a Christmas ball and an after party. But like, it went from like an ideas in Denny's. We were literally sitting in Denny's in the middle of the night, and we were just talking. And then 3 months later, it was like,
wow.
That's what time we were on. So I'm like, I'm grateful for Tiffany, because she really doubled down. She did not let me, because I be swimming in all my businesses. I'd be like, okay,
and all your ideas, because you're like, I'll get to it.
And
then Tiffany's probably like, nah, let's do this now.
Because she's like, yeah, I want to do this right now.
Let's pop our shit right now. Yeah.
So that's where we've been.
Yeah, schooling.
I'm like, and I had finals week. There was a whole finals week was just a whole blur. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I'm like, I was up in that thing. I was stressed out for real.
If you're new here, welcome. It's XYZ and Tea with Sherise.
Well, we already did all that part, but I'm like, you see what I'm basically like, hold on, let me say what I want to say.
Okay, go ahead, you do that.
Which is just this is what XYZ and Tea is. This is literally about our life, society, and culture. We're just talking, but we're sisters. She just turned 30. I'm about to turn 20. We're in 2 different eras of our life, but this is where we come together and just, meet in the middle, talk about it, disagree about it, whatever it is.
Yes.
Be sure to leave us a review. Be sure to leave us a rating. We host on Anchor, Spotify, all that. And if you're visual, check us out on YouTube. If you're non-visual, check us out on any other platform. But Spotify also has the visuals. Anyway, let's get into it, because I'm like,
yay, she carried it. She did it.
I got it. Point. Today's episode is not necessarily a catch-up episode, but it's more like a recap of the year and what we hope to come for 2023.
I would say that this year has taught me so much, and I think that just a recap in general, I believe in prayer, and I believe in manifestation. I believe that things will come to fruition, but you can't just write it down and just say, I want these things to happen, and not actually put in the work for them too. So I think that that's something that this year I actually really started doing, especially with work, because I always say like, I want better for me, and I want better for this or that, and I don't want things to go a certain way. And then I started acting on it and I started speaking up. And usually, like, I never really felt like I had an outlet with any of my other jobs like that. So that's a good one. Like, for me, that's something that I needed to work on. And being more vulnerable with my emotions. Because I'm always trying to cover up and hide my emotions. And, like, I'm like, if I keep that stuff bottled in for too long, nobody's going to know what's wrong with me if I don't.
Right.
So
that's chill. That's a good recap. Speaking of actually acting on like what you want to happen in your life, and yeah, that's easier said than done. I'm like, sometimes it feels like you're acting on it, but you're still doing the same habits that you were doing before. So I'm like, anyway, I feel like this year is like, I don't know, it was a lot about like connection and communication for me. So I'm like, connection and communication is really important for me. Being able to make sure that you're saying your point and getting your point across, but also listening to the other person and making sure you're open-minded to everything that the other person has to say. Even if you don't necessarily agree, like, there's ways to react and approach stuff. So it's like, that's a lot of 2022.
I think something that I had a really hard time doing was listening. And that's really hard for me to say because I always think that I'm like a great listener, but like I'm not really that great of a listener if you're not like really hearing, if you're not listening to both point of views when you're speaking with someone,
yeah,
or when you're trying to convey a message. Because honestly, like, and that goes in point of like communication, because you need to make sure that the other person is actually receiving your message. And if they're not receiving it well, then that's usually how miscommunications happen, arguments. So, like, if that person needs clarity, don't get mad. You're just going to have to explain it in a different way.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I suck at explaining it in a different way. Like, I think that the first way that I say it is normally the best way.
Right.
And then when somebody doesn't get it, I tend to get frustrated. But I'm like, you do have to like really evaluate, like not everybody learns the same, and you just have to reevaluate what you're saying. It's not that they necessarily think you're wrong. Like, some people will like argue with you, but you know, sometimes it's about how you said it.
Yeah. It's patience, you know, like someone brought up a really good point, and they said, well, you know how you have that wonderful patience like with your kids, you need to start bringing that into other areas of your life. Because with my kids, I have the most patience, and I will try to say it in a different way. I will try to communicate with them as best as I can. Like, and because they're children, so of course you're going to be like, okay, well, they're kids, so they don't understand it. So let me try all the different avenues to try to be able to communicate with them and try to understand them. But because you're dealing with adults, you don't feel like you need to do that with some people, because you like, damn, why the fuck are you not getting
why
this?
Don't you get this?
You get this?
Aren't you old enough to understand?
Right. And some people, they don't. And it's not because
it's like they don't try to figure it out. Like,
yeah,
I'm
you
just
be,
like,
you be like, damn, stupid. But like, you don't want to say, you don't want to say it like that, you know, because you think that you're right, but in reality, it's not about. It's a two-way street, and it's not about always being right or wrong. It's just about being able to communicate. Why are you laughing?
Because you said dang stupid.
Look,
I'm like, that's a little hard.
Everybody in their mind has, like, regardless if you've ever said it out loud or in your mind, you'd be like, well, why are you not getting this? Like, understand me. And sometimes you need to understand them. But it's because, you know,
communication. Everybody's communication is awful.
And our generation,
and we so judgy too. Like,
we're judgy. Our generation we want to have the patience or take the time. We just get frustrated and we be like, okay, on to the next.
Honestly, though, that's just where we were put into. Like, literally everything is so fast these days that like our patience and our attention span and all that, like, it's short. So it's like, it's part of society. That's all part of it. So it's like, but you have to be aware and active and intentional about how you're showing up in the world at the end of the day. So I'm like, so what's one thing you don't know about me that you would like to know, and vice versa? I'm like, we can think for a second.
Well, I mean, one thing that I've always wanted to know is, sometimes you be so, like, so why do you be so dry sometimes? You be so dry. So I'm like, but like, if she'll be in a perfect mood, she'll be fine. But sometimes she answers so dry. That's why she's laughing right now. She sometimes answers so dry, and I'm like, why are you so dry? And she's like, there's nothing wrong.
I'm just like,
and it's just like, hey, Paris, like, how it's going? How you doing?
and I'm
good. It's all right. Like, dang.
It's like, I know how I am after I answer, but it's kind of, it's like, it's part.
She don't be giving no details. It's like, good.
That's so funny because.
What's up, my boy? Like.
Basically.
For real. That's literally, like, how she be talking.
I don't know, bro. I'm just. I don't feel the need to share that much details. Like, the stuff that I get excited about and I, like, talk about for a long time is not normally my day-to-day. And Tiffany actually tells me, she's like, it's really because you're consistently moving. Like, you don't even take the time to be like, oh, I just finished this and now I'm done. Or, like, it's complete. Like, I don't take the time to acknowledge that as much, and that's something that I'm working on. So it's like, when you guys ask me about my day, school, or I don't know, if it's like I want people to ask about business and stuff, but it's like, it depends on the question, because most people just go, how's the hoodie company, or how's Nightmare, or like that's like normally the question, like how's like that's the question that people ask me. It's normally about Nightmare, which I appreciate, because I'm like, okay, I'm glad that people recognize my brand.
That's your baby.
But I'm also like, how is it? Like, I mean, like, it's great. I always say it's great. If you ever ask me that, I will never say that it's bad, because if it's not good, like, great right now, it'll be great in the future. But, like, I'm always going to say that it's great, it's good, or whatever. But I'm like, do they really care for me to go into detail? Because, like, we could talk about business. I be dry about it just because sometimes the stupid people thing, for me, is when I feel like somebody asked me a stupid question. It's not normally a stupid question because, like, they don't know the answer to that. But it's like, for me, it's like, why are you asking me? Why are you asking me that right now? Like, right. That's kind of what my thought process is. So if I'm dry about it, it's either like, I don't really care too deep about it. I'm thinking that you're asking me a stupid question at the wrong time. Or I'm like, just genuinely not interested in, like, exactly what you're asking me about, and I don't want to go into detail at that moment. And I'm like, it's not to be rude, it's just I'm kind of dry about it. That's just like, I'm working on not being so mean, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, you've gotten better.
I'm not intentionally mean though either. That's the thing.
And I know that's why I said dry. Like, dry is a general.
Dry is a good word.
Like, it's a general.
It made me laugh for real. So, I mean, what do I want to know about Chow? I'm like, Chris?
You can ask me anything.
I'm like, what do I really want to know? Like, the juice, the tea. If you could start a business and money was no object, what would it be and why?
Oh, that is a good one. Honestly, I have no idea what that would be for, like, a business idea. It probably would definitely have to do something probably with my kids.
I knew you were going
to. Not going to lie. Because moms are going to, regardless, if I can make something that's going to make a mom's life easier, some type of, like, network for women of color, of, like, doulas, doctors, midwives. Like, most Black women and women of color, like, don't have the access to good doctors or just, like, good things while you're pregnant, like support systems. I think that that's really important. Just a huge network of, like, support systems. I think that is something that is super duper important for women, especially when you're pregnant, if you're going through, like, postpartum depression, or I forget what the other one is called, where you're going through depression before you get pregnant, during pregnancy, after pregnancy, which is obviously postpartum, but, like, there's all types of stuff. And I think that it just needs to be more accessible.
Helping all the mommies, but because they for sure trying to keep, controversial, they for sure trying to keep all the babies. So we need the support for the mommies.
It's actually kind of weird. I don't know. Here's a little like weird fact. Did you see that they have like a factory of like the artificial wombs?
No, but I've heard about them making babies from science. I'm not playing with them. I'm not even going. We not even. No.
If I had one wish.
When I wrote that down, I was singing that in my head.
If I had one wish,
we would be best friends.
If I had one wish. No.
Like, Ray J's so funny for that, though. Like, Ray J's so funny for all his... Ray J and Akon. Both of them are
Nobody
stupid.
wanna see us together. He has some bangers, though.
They're bangers, but I'm like, it's so, like, that era.
That era.
Yeah. What is one wish that you have for the new year for yourself?
To continue to elevate in all areas of my life. I think that with my job, that was just the start of it, but I want to continue. Like, I want it to be just twice as good, like, come end of 2023 next year. And I think another thing is I would like to, when I say this out loud, I already been thinking it, so God, I want to accumulate more mommy friends. I think that that's something that's really important with me going into this new chapter in my life. If you see me, come find me. Don't be on no stalker shit though, cause I'm crazy. I'm crazy too. So, but no, seriously, I feel like I don't have that many. Like, I'm the first out of all my friends to have kids, and sometimes, you know, when I talk about certain stuff, like, not that we can't relate or that we still can't, you know, be friends, because you can still be friends with people who don't have children, but there are just certain things that I feel like I cannot relate to anymore, or like certain things that they don't understand, maybe that I'm like going through, like they can only imagine those things. So like talking to another mom, it's like, oh, you get me, you know. But yeah.
Okay, that's a good wish. My wish would be, it's gonna happen. It's growth, travel, and
the crickets appear.
There was another word, but that reminds me. That reminds me of the Insecure episode where she couldn't remember the C on block, where she was like, "It's black, something." She's like, "I need to write it down on my hand or something like that," because she kept forgetting the last C. But I'm like, I don't know. But 2023 is going to be a lot of growth. It's going to be a lot of travel, or at least I hope it's going to be a lot of travel. And I mean, like, focus and education and just.
Yeah, that traveling one. I definitely want to do like a sister trip. I think that would be.
Yes.
I need to do some though. Honestly, I need to, like, I for real got my whole passport. Okay. I need to touch somewhere. I need to touch outside of the U.S. Like, I don't want to be here all 2023. I got to go somewhere. My passport has to get stamped once or twice. I would say one wish that I have for you is to one wish that I'm your sister, so I'm gonna want, like, I want everything to just happen for you. That's hard to just say one thing, y'all. She like my child. Like, I never had, you know, like, she's my first kid, so like I want her to do everything, but I want all your businesses to like flourish. Everything that your hands touch, I want it to be like a green thumb.
Love it.
And they all just
love it.
It just blows up.
Yes. I don't know about blow up. I like a little slow process. I realize that. I don't need the viral action. We like the slow grind.
I mean, yeah, but if but if it's, say you get like,
because
say you blow up with orders, what you
exactly, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be stuck in here for days. I know what it's like to get a ton of orders. I was crying right there where your Vans bag was. I was about to quit on the first day, but my support system was like, yo, you gotta do these orders.
Now you crying.
I was crying, bro. It was like I was so successful that I just couldn't handle it. Literally, it was a mess because I didn't have the way that I do my hoodies. Like, it was not a real system going yet. So it was a mess. But I'm like, yeah, it's going on 3 years since I started Nightmare. This is year 2. So I'm like, people talk. I mean, like, I get enough buzz and people coming up to me and being like, "Oh, my friend said they saw you or your stuff or yada yada." So I'm like, I'm chilling on the slow stuff because
ain't gonna blow up like Brandon Blackwood or like Teflon. Like, them orders gonna be flying. Watch. She not ready, y'all, but I'm manifesting that for her. I just want. But she does.
I'm manifesting big business. I'm just not manifesting quick, fast money business type because I can't.
I know, because you don't have the space. Well, you don't have the space for it either. So
I really would need an office if I'm on that level. Like, if it was really daily doing all that, I'm like, I'm probably gonna. She would need
somebody to help her because she ain't gonna be in the middle of doing homework and sewing hoodies.
Me, the second I can get an assistant, I'm gonna get an assistant. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I don't know where to look for one, but I'm gonna have one, and we gonna be everywhere together, and I'm gonna show up.
Listen, start sending them resumes.
No, for real. Do it while I'm still low with it.
Sit it on the YouTube underneath the comments and all your
right. Let me see that resume.
Send y'all emails. We'll contact you.
Not we'll contact you. I really am gonna get that assistant. Anyway, I'm like, I don't know how much of that extra ending I'm gonna keep in there, but that is the end of this episode.
You didn't even ask me my wish.
Damn. You see how I get done, so I just forgot.
What's your wish for me?
I'm like, what is my wish for my sister? A lot of balance and just being able to make more extreme core memories with her children, even though she's working a lot.
Oh, yay! I love that for me. Yes, because this year is Disneyland year.
I that's like, you don't even understand. Like, I was literally thinking like, oh, okay, this is the year they're gonna go to Disneyland.
Yeah, this is the year, regardless. Rain, snow, sun, it's happening. It's happening this year. We just gonna be in our little mask and stuff.
I'm gonna be there too. So,
okay. No, you gonna be there. Well, I told everybody this is gonna be the 4 of us for their first time, and then after that, everybody else can do their turn. Everybody else can have their turn after.
She not gonna stop me.
After me and me, Justin, and the kids.
She thinks she can stop me.
That's what everybody is saying. And guess what? I'm just gonna have to just kidnap my kids, my own kids, so no one knows.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be ready, so you can't stop me.
And you don't know what day I'm going in February.
You just told me the month, so that's locking it down. I already got the month out of 12.
We already know that the kid's birthday is in February.
Okay, that didn't mean you had to go, so it's gonna be around their birthday. She's giving me all the clues. She's a bad criminal.
That's okay. She don't know. She has no idea what's about to happen. She has no idea.
It only takes one slip up. I'm just gonna be listening. I'm gonna be like,
see. She just trying to slide her way into this trip.
Because we were supposed to go December 10th, but this girl was still working a million bajillion jobs. And we didn't get to go to Disney.
The fact she remembered it.
I did, because I remember December 10th.
I did. Because I texted her and said, just keep December 10th in mind. Didn't know what was going to happen December 10th. And boom. So, yeah.
It's whatever. I'm still trying to get back to Six Flags because I got a season pass. So
that is
now that's the end. Right. I'm like, I got your wish.
Right. Yes, I got it.
Okay, I'm like, you got it.
That's the end of. That's the end of this episode. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed us and getting back into a wonderful rhythm.
We just been giggling.
We have been. Please check us out on all streaming platforms, visually on YouTube and Spotify, and we're streaming everywhere. So go ahead and leave us a wonderful review, and we love y'all.
Yeah, that was XYZ and Tea.
I'm Sherise.
I'm Perris, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Hey y'all, it's Sherise from XYZ and Tea, Be sure to leave us an amazing, beautiful review and a 5-star rating wherever you stream your favorite podcast. And be sure to check us out on Sundays at 5 a.m. or whatever time you wake up, because duh. Can't wait to see you soon. Bye.